Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another unboxing review, album review, and this time it's Robin Trower for Earth Below. We're going back to 1975. I'm going to be reviewing the new double vinyl album, which has the remaster and plus the 2025 remix, and also the 4 CD deluxe box set, which is a bit different than the British size one, but still excellent. So I'm going to do an unboxing first of all so you can see inside both packages, and then I'll give you an overview of what I think of the sound and the overall package itself. So let's dive in. So this is a look at Robin Trower for Earth Below. This is the new deluxe box set, 4 CD set, and an album, vinyl album as well. So this is the first one where I've had the vinyl one as well to show you. I reviewed the British size one, and I loved this. I love the way it's put together. This one is different. British size had a Blu-ray with the original album remaster, the new stereo mix on it, outtakes and lots of rarities. And of course, one of the key things about this album, apart from the fact it's one of Robin's most amazing releases and a classic album, is it also extended the fades, which was one of the main selling points to me, apart from the fact the remix was great. So we don't get a Blu-ray with this one, but we do get a live gig from Los Angeles. We got live stuff from the other one as well. We got outtakes and rarities, got BBC in concert. There's obviously not quite as much material around for this particular release. The design is the same. It's this little hype sticker was on the very front. 4 disc set, remastering, air mastering, 1975 album, 2025 stereo mix, unreleased outtakes, etc. Live at the Shrine Auditorium, Los Angeles, available for the first time in full. 24-page booklet. This kind of design is okay. It's not like the Jethro Tull set, so it's not as easy to kind of open the pages like a book, but it's still good. 50th anniversary. So I'm not going to break the spine of it because I want to make sure I don't damage it. But there's a full essay here telling you about the album. Some great live pictures, the obligatory tape boxes as well, as you'd expect. David Sinclair in September 2024 did the essay, and then you've got the track listings as you would expect. And we don't have the timings on the live stuff, but we got news here on who mastered it, etc., and who put this together. But it's great that they've done this so it fits in next to your other one. The vinyl at the back on the hype sticker, because I'm going to open this for you now, because I've not looked at this yet. Mastered at cut at half speed mastering, air mastering. Liner notes are going to be in there as well. Is twice removed from yesterday didn't have this format. And obviously there was lots of BBC stuff. It would have been nice to if they jumped back like Jethro Tull did. The Jethro Tull series, they suddenly realised they'd missed out benefits, so they went back and redid it. So there is an audience here, Chrysalis, where fans would buy that if it came in this format. And it says here, so it tells you that the twice removed from yesterday is just outtakes is 2 CD, 2 LP, whereas the next one was 3 CD and a Blu-ray, and now we have 4 CD. Right, let's have a look inside this, shall we? Because this was a big selling album because of what happened before. How exciting doing this live. Well, it's not quite live, but it is for me. Have a look. So the little hype sticker spine comes off, which you've seen there. And it's a gatefold sleeve, because obviously originally it was a single sleeve. That's the one thing about Robin's albums. They have all the kind of like, they're not, well, they have great designs, but they're not, there wasn't a lot to look at them. When people talk about vinyl back then and sitting down and browsing the covers, Robin Trower albums didn't really have a lot for you to look at. So here we've got side A and side B is the original remaster, and sides 3 and 4 is the stereo remix. They're not polyline sleeves because each of the inner sleeves has got the essay and another nice picture of Robin. So I'll just show you one of the discs. So I'm taking this out for the first time, so you can see that the artwork is in the centre. I'm going to get some polyline inner sleeves for these, and this is sides 3 and 4 with the continuing essay. I imagine it's got the same artwork, and it has. So that is for Earth Below, double vinyl, and the 4 CD box set. And now I'll tell you what I think of the sound. So that's a look at the vinyl set and the 4 CD deluxe box set. It's different to this one, isn't it? Bridge of Sighs, because this had a Dolby Atmos 5.1 surround sound mix as well. This is different, but it's a different album. It might have solidified Trower's position as one of the fastest growing new guitar heroes at the time. But Robin Trower himself said that they felt it was kind of rushed or pressurized to release an album tour recording without giving them enough space to actually create the art. I can remember being 15 years of age and coming out of school, and one of my mates, Mark Turner, had got this under his arm. Well, the vinyl version, not the CD, obviously. It's 1975, early 75. And I said, oh, it's a new Trower album. What's it like? Because Mark was one of those people who obviously got hold of a new album. We were all still at school with pocket money. And he said, it's good. It's not as good as the last one. The last one being Bridge of Sighs. And that's probably a good entry point. It isn't as good as Bridge of Sighs. But then again, what is? Because that is such an exceptional album. How was Robin going to follow that up? With Bridge of Sighs, one of the key selling points to me was actually beyond the 5.1 mix, was the fact that some of the tracks were so extended, where they faded out. And on this version, everything, all the faders were kept up, so you could hear solos and things you had never heard before. That's also happened here, but a lot of the songs actually came to a natural close. So it's only Money, which is 7 minutes long on the remix, and 5 minutes 40 on the original version. So we're talking seconds. So the album's about 35 minutes and the remix is about 38, 39, something like that. So, but there's not that much extra stuff. So the other thing is, if I just mention the kind of colder parts of it, for those of you trying to work out, should I go for this or not? What's Phil going to say? The BBC stuff, BBC Live in Concert from 29th of January 75, that's been released before in other areas on BBC Live stuff. The radio Top of the Pops from January 75, and that has also been released before. So what are you getting to entice you in to add this? And also, the way that these whole things are being packaged, for instance, Twice Removed from Yesterday was a 2 CD, 2 LP set with just some extra, B-sides and stuff, and some, things that were left off the original album, but not much. It was only a 2 CD set. Very hard to find now. The vinyl's easy to find. And obviously Bridge of Sighs was 3 CD, Blu-ray and 2 LP. And what they did on the double album, live vinyl album, was that on sides 3 and 4 was the live gig. So on this one, they've mixed it up again, whereas you get the remastered album, sides 1 and 2, sides 3 and 4 is the remix. So not the live stuff. So what are my overall thoughts on this? Is it essential? It is. The remaster, it sounds great. My only other version I've got is in this little box set. I did have this one as well. But yeah, the remaster sounds fine, but it's the remix. It is the remix that does it. And the remix gives more flesh and dynamics around the bass and the drums and the guitar, and the vocals obviously sound absolutely gorgeous. Is there anything in the remix that kind of is jaw-dropping, that is unexpected and really made a massive difference to me? Yeah, there is actually. And I didn't expect it. I was listening to it. I decided that, I'm going to focus on the remix. So I listened to the original album, the remaster. It's good, but it is about remixes now. for a lot of these sets, isn't it? And that extra solo, which is on the track It's Only Money, that is incredible, I have to say, because I was expecting it just to be like it will just kind of fade out and they just kept the faders up, but it's actually a totally different solo that starts as if they must have thought, no, we will cut that off. It's a totally different solo, and it is very, very different, but it isn't that. It isn't that. It's actually For Earth Below, which is only 10 seconds longer than the remaster, but it is totally different. The sound stage, the way the guitars sound, the bass, the vocals, there's more. It's not just reverb, it's something about the whole thing is being reimagined. And all I can say is I had the hairs on the back of my arms and the back of my neck just going up. It is mesmerizingly awesome. I don't know if that's a real phrase, but I just thought, wow. In fact, I was so amazed. I thought, God, is it? I just got to double check. I'll put the original on so that it sounded like that all the time. And I've just never really tuned into it. Because when I listen to stuff like this, I really listen as if I've never heard it before in my entire life. But no, it's totally different. The original then sounded flat, uninspired. It's a good album, but this is, from hearing the remix to going back to the original, I doubt if I'll ever play the original again after hearing the remix of For Earth Below, especially that track. It's just incredible. I know live he extended that track by about 3 or 4 extra minutes. I wish there'd been some extra stuff to find in that. So there you go. The first gold star, making me think, yeah, this is very, very important release. But there's something else on here. Well, there's 2 other things on here that make this absolutely essential. The next one is the rehearsal instrumental jam, which is 18 minutes long, 18 minutes improvised jam. Now, the thing that is missing from this, unless someone else can point it out to me because I couldn't find it, it just calls it that, and it's in amongst all the BBC stuff. So I had to do a bit of digging online, and I don't know whether I've got all my facts straight here, but it appears to be recorded when they were basically trying out Bill Jordan on drums, to, easing in to see how it was all going to work out. So what you have here is Matthew Fisher is also on keyboards. There's a thing about Matthew Fisher obviously produced these albums at this period, and I interviewed Robin Trower and said, is there a Hammond organ in some of the back, lurking in the background of, from this album, Bridge of Sighs. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up where I am. And Robin said, no, there isn't. There's no keyboards on it at all. I thought, oh, okay. And I thought, I'm sure there is, especially when you listen to the 5.1 mix and everything. And then when I spoke to Richard Whittaker about the remix on this album, and he said, yeah, there is. It's Matthew Fisher, because he's a keyboard player, wasn't he? Procol Harum and Mother Hoople. So on this, it just says rehearsal, improvisational, instrumental jam. It doesn't say where it was recorded or who's on it, but Matthew Fisher plays Hammond organ keyboards on this instrumental jam. And the reason why I found this so exciting is this is as close as you're ever going to hear Robin Trower doing jazz fusion. Seriously. As it progresses, it's obviously a blues jam, and it starts to get the intensity of the drumming starts to build up and the bass and everything. And then Robin Trower just lets rip, and you're hearing jazz fusion with Robin Trower. It's incredible. It's not a full fidelity recording as such, but as it goes along, it just gets better and better. But it's 18 minutes long, everybody. That's the side of a vinyl album of one track, an instrumental jazz fusion workout with Robin Trower, James Dwyer on bass, and Bill Lorden on drums. Incredible. But so if that and the remix of For Earth Below isn't enough, then what happens on disc 4 will just tip you over the edge. Because this is live at the Shrine Auditorium Expo Hall, Los Angeles, on the 16th of March, 1975. And it's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. This could have easily been an official live recording. And I wonder if the next one will be the live one. Obviously, this can't be on it now, but the fact that Robin Trower's live was a single album recorded in Sweden, was it? Maybe that will be the next one in this series. But anyway, going back to this, the live gig here, Day of the Eagle, Bridge of Sighs, Gonna Be More Suspicious, Fine Day, Lady Love, Daydream, Two Rolling Stone, I Can't Wait Much Longer, Athea, Little Bit of Sympathy, Confessing Midnight, Rock Me Baby, The Fool and Me, all of them unreleased, the whole concert unreleased, and it's great. Those two discs, disc 3 with the rarities and the jams and the outtakes, and disc 4 are over 75 minutes long each. That then tips this into, if you bought this, Bridge of Sighs, Deluxe, you're going to buy this. And it is this. Yeah, the vinyl's lovely. Okay, for the remix. But you've got to have the live gig, and you've got to have that jam. You've got to have it. That would have made that a quadruple R, wouldn't it? But that's why this is essential. Are they going to continue along this route? They could do, couldn't they? I say, I hope it's the live one, but it's probably more than likely going to be Long Misty Days, isn't it? And then after that, I have a feeling they'll have a gap. And if they do any more, it'll be Victims of the Future, perhaps. Victims of the Fury, even, which is one of my favourite Robin Trower albums from 1980. So it's highly recommended. Yes, it's not Blu-ray, it's not 5.1, but for the live gig, which is incredible, for the rehearsal instrumental jam, which is jazz fusion with Robin Trower, and obviously also for Earth Below, the remix. The other thing that I'd like to just finish on, really, is listening to this, is how much I've really appreciated the album a lot more than I ever did. And that's why I love these remixes. There's something about Robin Trower. I came up with this morning, so it might not make sense to any of you listening to me. It's like, I called it the notes that ache. It's like Robin Trower does these notes where they're not necessarily bends, a single note that's bent on the guitar, but the note hangs. It hangs like an ache, like a heartache. It just hangs in space, and it kind of just rocks backwards and forwards, the one note where another guitarist would have to add other notes. And it's part of Trower's signature sound. He kind of taps into where James Dwyer's going with the vocals, and the notes kind of just ease themselves under his voice, and they just hang there. But I call it's like an ache. It's like an ache in the heart that he's able to capture on his guitar. I can't think of anyone else that does this. Trower just does it. He just reaches in and plays this note that kind of just literally moves very gently backwards and forwards. And if it eases another one, it just pushes that first one along a bit more and then a bit more behind it. There's something about his playing that is just perfect for the times that we find ourselves in. He's still playing now. He's still on tour. I'm trying to arrange another interview the time I'm doing this, but he's in America on tour. What a player. I've said with other guitarists, you can never have too much, Roy Gallagher, whatever. Can you really have too much Robin Trower? No, I don't think you can. For Earth Below, 1975. Get this, deluxe edition. Fantastic. Really enjoying it. I'm gonna push the CD version, CD box set ahead of the vinyl for obvious reasons, because of the extra bits that you get. But if you're a huge fan, you're going to get both, aren't you? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support, your comments, emails, etc. Remember, music is the healer and the doctor. Please take care. Keep spinning those discs. Buy some merch. Walk around with Now Spinning magazine across your personage, or buy a mug. Coffee will never taste the same again. And if you become a patron or YouTube member, the perks are huge. You get to join the private Facebook group and join in with lots of other people from around the world who love music and all formats and all genres. Or we have a plethora of WhatsApp groups, all private, so you can completely lovely little community for you to hang out in. And of course, we have our own pub called the Now Spinning Arms, where we meet up twice a month to talk about music and stuff. So take care, all of you, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon.